lives are full of defining moments, and they're spread out over the years. But if you had to pick one year that you can recall where something significant happened that helped define you, or at least stayed with you for a long period of time, could you do it? Could you think of a year when your mind was blown, when your brain exploded? I think I can. I think I've got a year that stands out to me as I was thinking about it, of things that happened that were, really important moments in my life, pivotal moments, and they might sound trivial, and with no insult to my children and any of their birds. I wanted to tell you a short story about the year I think my brain exploded. So 1983, my first year at Melbourne High School. It was year 9 and I knew one other person. But I made some great friends, and in Mrs. Tilianis's English class, the first defining moment occurred. We started reading The Hobbit, and my love affair with the works of J.R.R. Tolkien began. Every day I'd sit under my favourite tree, snuggled between its roots, and I would devour this simple but mesmerising tale of adventure with dwarves and dragons, wizards and goblins and eagles, moments of triumph, moments of betrayal, all while the footy jocks grunted and heaved nearby. I have tried ever since to capture for myself those iconic moments in my own illustrations. Gandalf meeting Bilbo on a very good morning, the dwarves captured by hungry trolls, Bilbo's brave fight against the spiders, and the christening of his blade's sting. Just a quick word about those jocks. Melbourne High School was a select entry school, so you could either get in on through an entrance exam, an academic exam, or if you were particularly gifted in sport, you could get in on a sports scholarship. So there was a clear divide, it felt like, for me in year 9 between the nerds, I was a proud member, and the jocks. And in the dining hall, the big shared dining space at Melbourne High, the nerds would cluster. Imagine lots of penguins, little emperor penguins all clustering together, not for warmth, but for safety. You don't want to be on the outside in case you get picked off. But on the other corner would be the jocks. And they were very simple communicators. They would communicate to us how they felt by hurling oranges across the hall at us. There were no teachers around to sort of stop this sort of stuff. These were Wild West days. Fond memories. But yeah, really had to mention that because I'm sure lots of people have some kind of similar story around their schooling that they can relate, for good or bad. Those were the jocks. But what makes 1983 stand out for me is that it was also the year that my mate Ben Burke introduced me to something shiny and magical that would stay a part of my life even to today. In his hand, he held a collection of many-sided dice, not just your regular 6-sided dice, but some with 4, 8, 10, 12, even 20 sides. We started just making up adventures for each other at lunchtimes, not knowing anything about the rules, but just delighting in the storytelling. Eventually, after saving up lots of pocket money and forgoing my weekly treats of comics and honey-baked ham Samboy chips, I was able to afford the Player's Handbook, and things got serious. D&D would go on to form an important part of my social life, but also inspire me to draw my friends' characters on the back of their character sheets. A rich source of creative inspiration indeed. So there you have it, 1983, the year my brain exploded. I'd love to hear if you had similar times in your lives when something really big happened and still is a big part of your life, and you can trace it back to when that occurred. Might have even just been this year. But please share your stories in the comments. Love to hear them. Simple pleasure playing tabletop games with my friends. Thanks so much again for all your support. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. See ya.